The economy is about to get a whole lot crazier. So just hang in there, folks. Wanted to do a video about just hanging in there. It's going to be all right. But I do think that things are about to get a whole lot worse. And I thought I'd talk about it in the video. So I found this nice little spot under this oak tree here. Let's check it out. Really beautiful spot. The way these oak trees, they're almost like bonsai trees. They're growing, kind of low to the ground. So I'm gonna see if I can sit myself down over here somewhere and film this video. So yeah, I think the economy is going to get even worse in 2026. Filming this video October 2025. Back in September, we had our first Fed rate cut, and we're gonna have some more. But I don't really wanna make this video about interest rates or about the Fed. It's just a video to say, hang in there, folks. It's gonna get tough, It doesn't take a genius to know that we're already experiencing some hardship, Price levels are really high. You can look at, as many people at this point, it's almost, commonplace to understand that the CPI inflation numbers are extremely rigged, I remember, back 5 or 6 years ago, that was, people talked about CPI being rigged, but it wasn't as mainstream, and now it's really gone into the mainstream. But it doesn't take a genius to know that we're facing really high price levels. Go to the grocery store, you'll see things have gone up 10, 15% year over year. That brings me to the job market, go and try and find a good job right now. It's tricky, and a lot of people are facing, they're either underemployed or they can't find employment. It's tough in the labor market. It's tough when it comes to price levels. It's tough all around. But this video, I don't want to get too deep into the economics of the situation. I just want to say hang in there, folks. And I don't even really want to give specific tips for how to survive a recession. I actually started a series last week about that. So you can go check that out. It's going to be called Recession Survival Guide. But I just want to say hang in there, folks. It's going to get tough. But I believe in the human spirit, and I think we'll be okay. And just keep your head up. There's nothing worse than being pessimistic, I've always lived my life as an optimist, and I encourage you to do the same. Optimism, you don't want to be blind in your optimism, but optimism I really think is the way to go through life. So hang in there, folks. The only advice I'll give in this video is remember your relationships, Remember the people you love, your friends, your family, your significant other. Remember that, I don't want to get too far into the weeds here, but you just have to think those things are priceless, How do you deal with rising price levels? How do you deal with hyperinflation? Well, some things are priceless, not to sound too silly about it here. Some things are priceless, like your relationships. So lean on the ones you love, lean on your community, build good friendships in this time. And I think that'll help you a lot as we close out the 2020s. But other than that, you're just going to have to hang in there, folks, because it's going to get tough. The economy is going to get even worse than it is. I thoroughly believe that. And 2026, 2027, 28, 29, the rest of the 2020s, they're going to be a little rocky and they're going to be a little tough. And I'm just talking about from an economic perspective, let alone geopolitics, internal national politics, everything else we have going on. It's going to get a little tough, but my advice holds even more true. Just lean on the ones you love, lean on your family. How can you think about how you can be of service to people? How can you go do something nice for your grandmother, do something nice for your mother? How can you do something nice just for your neighbor or just for someone you don't even know, So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. Let me know what you're doing to prepare for the coming global recession. We're not going to, let me just say, we've never seen a recession of this scale before. That's the one last thing I'll say in the video. So let me know what you're doing to prepare for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked my little setting here. I really did. And thanks for watching.